Welcome to North Georgia News Now. Coming up today in local news, one man is in custody after a Monday night fight that ended with a juvenile teenager being stabbed multiple times. A Coahulla Creek High School student will soon travel to both Washington, D.C. and France to take part in an important commemoration event. A bill sponsored by state representative and local business owner Casey Carpenter is making progress in the Georgia General Assembly, while another proposed bill could result in criminal charges for librarians. And later, Susan Ridley is here to share WDNN's community calendar. But first, here are your obituaries. Welcome back to your local news. An 18-year-old man is in custody following a stabbing incident that took place on Monday night in Dalton. According to Woodfield County Sheriff's Office records, the suspect, Blaine Austin Bishop, was arrested after the incident and is facing aggravated assault charges. The alleged attack took place shortly after 8 p.m. on Monday night near 4th Avenue. Investigators say that the victim was with some friends in a local park when Bishop approached the victim and initiated a fight. According to a press release from the city of Dalton, it is believed that Bishop and the victim have had a previous history of conflict. During the fight, investigators say that the victim was stabbed 6 times. The suspect then fled the scene before law enforcement arrived. However, after interviewing witnesses at the scene, investigators were able to determine the tag number of the vehicle Bishop fled in and were able to use the information to locate him at his residence on May Street. After obtaining warrants for his arrest, the City of Dalton press release states that detectives were able to then arrest the suspect without any issue. A knife, believed to have been used in the incident, was recovered at Bishop's residence. The juvenile teenager was transported to a regional hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. The investigation is ongoing. Those with any information pertaining to the incident are encouraged to contact local law enforcement. One local area high school student was recently presented with a unique and prestigious opportunity. William Allen, a junior at Coahulla Creek High School, has been accepted into the All-American D-Day Band. The 50-piece concert band is a non-profit organization based out of Arizona and is composed of students who are nominated by band directors, mentors, and teachers from across the nation. Hundreds of students are nominated, but only 50 are chosen. 17-year-old Allen is only one of 3 tuba players selected to join the All-American D-Day Band. Allen, along with the other selected students, will spend the summer traveling to Washington, D.C. and France. Students in the band will perform ceremonial pieces of music at different historic sites, including the World War II Memorial located in Washington, D.C., and 2 American cemeteries located in France, the Brittany American Cemetery and the Normandy American Cemetery, which overlook Omaha Beach. The trip, which commemorates the 80th anniversary of D-Day, will allow Allen and the other students in the All-American D-Day Band the opportunity to tour some important historical sites and landmarks throughout Washington, D.C., Paris, and Normandy. They will also take part in a wreath-laying and ceremony at the Normandy American Cemetery and the D-Day Memorial Parade. The trip will take place from June 1st through June 11th. Congratulations, William, on this amazing opportunity. In other news, the Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union has announced the semifinalists in the 7th annual LEAP grant competition. 31 small businesses owners have been selected this year, 10 of which are in the Chattanooga and Northwest region areas, and 11 in the Ocoee area. Business owners will be competing for a total of $250,000 in grants across all 3 regions. The TVFCU started the Idea LEAP program back in 2016 to fill what they saw as a void in the opportunity for capital for both startup and early-stage businesses. Tommy Nix, Vice President of Business and Commercial Services, says, "This year, we were thrilled to see the overwhelming response from small businesses in the credit union service area applying for the Idea LEAP grant. We have quite a few semifinalists here in our Northwest Georgia region, which include a Fern and Feather General Store, Ada's Heritage Farm, Birria Bros, Broken Horseshoe Vineyard, Caffeine Addicts, Cake Addicts, Dalton Brewing Company, Dyer's Livestock Beef, Insane Paintball, and the 706. Congratulations to all the semifinalists and best of luck in the competition, which will take place during the last week of April. When we return, we'll talk about some important state laws that are up for consideration. Stay tuned. Welcome back. A new bill is making progress in the Georgia General Assembly and is sponsored by District 4 State Representative Casey Carpenter. House Bill 1125 was introduced during the Georgia General Assembly session that took place on February 1st. If passed, the bill would phase out the payment of subminimum wages to workers with disabilities. The bill would be an amendment to Title 34, pertaining to labor and industrial relations. Title 34 currently allows the State Commissioner of Labor the ability to grant exemptions for certain categories of organizations and businesses to pay certain classes of persons wages below the minimum rate because of overriding consideration of public policy to allow employment of certain persons with disabilities and others who cannot otherwise compete effectively in the labor market. The code also authorizes the State Commissioner of Labor the ability to conduct investigations and compile information as to the reason for granting exemptions. This requires that the Commissioner maintain public records of exemptions and investigations that pertain to sub-minimum wage payments. Bill 1125 would eliminate this section of the code and replace it stating, "No employer shall utilize a certificate issued by the United States Department of Labor to pay individuals with disabilities who are employed by such an employer less than the minimum wage required to be paid by employers to employees under the federal law." If signed, the provisions would go into effect on July 1st, 2024. The bill does also note that any employer who received a certificate on or before the effective date of July 1st would be able to pay its employees with disabilities less than a minimum wage. We will keep you updated in the coming weeks regarding the fate of this bill. Another important piece of legislation is making headlines and could result in criminal charges for librarians. State Bill 154 is a proposal from Georgia lawmakers to root out alleged inappropriate reading materials from schools and libraries. The bill would allow parents to subscribe to email notifications alerting them each time their child checks out books from the library. The Senate Education and Youth Committee voted 5-4 on Tuesday for the bill to advance for the full Senate for further debate. Current law exempt public librarians as well as those who work for schools, colleges, and universities for penalties for distributing materials deemed as harmful to minors. However, under the new proposed bill, librarians could be subject to criminal charges for distributing materials containing obscenities. Further bills are being considered that would force public and school libraries to cut all ties to the American Library Association and would restrict libraries' ability to acquire any new works depicting materials of a sexual nature. So far, lawmakers in at least 13 different states have proposed legislation related to library services and reading materials deemed to be explicit. The bill is controversial, with critics calling it a campaign of censorship, and feel that the new bill would also violate students' First Amendment rights. We will know more next week, which will be the deadline for these proposals to pass in their committees in order to continue forward. When we return, Susan Ridley will share WDNN's community calendar, but first, here's a look at your local weather.
Today's local weather is brought to you by Built Well Bake.
Welcome back. And now, here's Susan Ridley with some things going on around the area.
Spirit Brands invites you and your team to participate in this year's Peachtree Classic. The cheer event will take place on February 24th at the Dalton Convention Center and is open to all teams, ages, divisions, and types. All teams will get a banner, while grand champions will receive a larger banner. There are also 4 large bids to the All-Star Worlds. Admission will be $25 at the door. For more information, visit spiritbrands.org. The Creative Arts Guild will host a Student Arts Expo on Friday, March 1st from 5:30 to 7 p.m. March is Arts in Education Month at the Creative Arts Guild, and our annual Student Arts Expo is a big part of this celebration. Artwork by local public, private, and homeschool K-12 students will be on display in our gallery for the whole month. Pieces are submitted to the expo by schools and teachers. The event is free and open to the public. Light refreshments will be served. The Guild's next Thirsty Thursday, Sip and Create, will be with Paula Plott-Gregg on Thursday, March 14th from 5:45 to 7:45 p.m. Each month, participants will complete different art projects from jewelry making to painting to creating seasonal decor and more. Supplies are included in the price of the class. Participants are welcome to bring their own adult beverages or purchase beverages through the Guild. Keep an eye on your social media and website for updates about the subject each month. Cost is $80 per workshop. Finally, the Creative Arts Guild will host a workshop titled Expressive Painting in Acrylics with Bradley Wilson on Friday, March 15th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. In this course, students will practice the methods of expressive acrylic painting while exploring a variety of subject matter and receiving instructor feedback on their work. This class is especially geared toward those with some acrylic painting experience. Sorry, it's not suitable for beginners. Approaching painting as play will be emphasized while focusing on solid technique and other important skills. Students will also be given monthly challenges for painting projects to work on at home and bring in for critique. Students will provide their own materials. Please see our registration portal for material suggestions. This is offered as one workshop per month. You must register for each workshop you would like to attend. $40 per workshop. For more information, visit www.creativeartsguild.org, the Guild's Facebook page, or you may call 706-278-0168. The Dalton Brewing Company invites you to join their weekly running group on Thursdays, with the next one on February 29th at 6 p.m. through 9 p.m. There is no cost to join, and the event will start in front of the Dalton Brewing Company building located at 112 West King Street. For more information, visit the Run DBC Facebook page. The First Robotics Competition is hosting the Peachtree District Qualifier right here in Dalton, located at the Dalton Convention Center at 2211 Tony Engle Parkway. The competition will start on Thursday, March 7th and will continue until Saturday, March the 9th. The competition is free, open to the public, and lets teams around the Peachtree District test their engineering creations. To learn more, visit gafirst.org events. The 2024 Road to Nightfall Band Competition, presented by Soundcore, is officially open for registration. Located in Chattanooga at the Grand Falloon at 400 East Main Street, the competition will begin on March 13th and will continue until March 23rd. The competition is open to bands with a minimum of 3 performing band members, with at least 1 member playing a live musical instrument. All bands that register must live within 50 miles of the city of Chattanooga. Bands that advance each night in the competition win a $300 cash prize, and the overall winner will receive a 90-minute performance spot that pays $1,000 alongside a number of other prizes. To register or to find more information, go to www.soundcore.org/road-to-nightfall today. If you would like to submit information on your event for North Georgia News Now's community calendar, send an email to info@wdnntv.com. That's it for this edition of North Georgia News Now. Be sure to visit us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And as always, thanks for watching local. I'm Susan Ridley, and just remember what my grandma always said, doesn't cost a nickel to be kind.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to click that subscribe button as well as bell notifications so you won't miss any new videos. Also, follow us on our social medias.
Thank you again for tuning in, and until next time, keep watching local.